Yo, what is going on everybody? Shri Kanase here to show the 3 hacks to significantly increase your sales with Google Ads. Now, if you guys watched my last video, basically, if you have already subscribed to my channel, you guys know that I recently released a video where I went over how I'm doing roughly $8,000 in sales every single day. And the beauty about that was it was done solely with Google Ads. If you haven't watched that video, watch that video after this one. But hitting those numbers is definitely not an easy task, especially with Google Ads, because with Google, like a lot of you know who already use Google, traffic is somewhat limited to only those people who are searching for the products on your store. And if that wasn't already bad enough, whatever traffic is searching for the specific products on your store, only a select few people from the entire traffic as a whole will actually click on your ad, and then a select few will purchase your product from that. So in the end, it's actually a very small number that actually purchases from your store. So without wasting any more time, let's just figure out exactly what you need to do to increase your sales. So before I actually cover the first step, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button down below and like this video because I know you'll love it. But the first thing I want to go over, which is a big hack when it comes to significantly increasing your sales with Google Ads, is to choose a specific product category within the feed for Google Shopping app on your Shopify store. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, the feed for Google Shopping app is basically an app which connects directly your Shopify store with Google Ads. And the beauty about this app is that you can actually do some optimizations on the app itself to actually increase the sales. And this is one of the biggest hacks which I recommend and do myself. But the thing is, with this hack, I only actually do it for those products which are number 1, at least getting me clicks, or number 2, at least getting me sales. But it's as simple as going inside the feed for Google Shopping app, clicking on the specific product, scrolling all the way down until you see the product category section, and then choosing the most relevant category from that section. But the reason why we do that is because after choosing the specific category for any given product, you are basically giving Google specific details as to who to actually go out for and what kind of keywords to rank for. Because without the specific category, Google is in a sense just relying on the SEO keywords that you actually have on your store. So in a sense, we're kind of telling Google exactly what category the product is in. And this in turn makes the Google algorithm life much easier because now they know who to go and try to find. But the real hack when it comes to choosing the category is being as specific as possible with the category. You don't want to just be a general category, but rather go deep into the categories and choose the one that is the most closest to what you're actually selling. So for instance, if you're selling drones on your Shopify store, don't just go and choose the category electronics. You want to go deep into the electronics section until you find drones or something similar. But again, as I mentioned, it kind of helps Google track down the related audience. There's no more real guesswork involved, and it doesn't really have to rely on just the specific SEO keywords within the description. Now it can just look at the category that you've chosen and then go out and find the specific audience within that category that is currently searching for the similar keywords on your description. So the SEO optimization and Google product categories kind of go hand in hand. And as I said, it brings you higher quality traffic and is especially useful when you're again getting clicks for a specific product or want to scale a product further, because again, you make Google's life easier. But along with this, hack number 2 is actually adjusting the bids for individual devices. Now, this is one of the biggest things which I see a lot of people ignore, and that is not kind of narrowing down on the specific device which is getting the results. The real strategy that I use when it comes to devices is actually very simple. Number 1, I increase the bid for those specific devices which are bringing me in profitable sales. And it's kind of very clear usually which device is profitable and which device is not. In my own experience, what I've noticed is that mobile phones often spends the most money, but on my store, desktop gets me the highest return on ad spend. So what I usually do is to kind of increase the amount spent on desktop, I increase the bid for desktop itself so that now my Google Ads campaign knows that if anybody is searching from a desktop, to increase the bid of whatever I have just by a few cents. And usually I set the increased bid anywhere from 10 cents to 50 cents for that given device. And this range kind of depends on the results that that specific device is getting me. For instance, if the result is not that great, then I'll maybe increase it by 10 cents. But if the results are amazing, I'm getting a return on ad spend of 10 times or more, I'll bump it up significantly by up to 50 cents. And this is the same for those specific devices which are actually not performing that well. And in my own experience, tablet kind of performs in the middle for a lot of the Shopify stores. For some stores, it could actually be in the negative. So if you notice that one device is working really horribly over another, what I do is I like to decrease the bid for that given device, and I'm kind of lenient when it comes to decreasing the bids for devices. I like to decrease by 5 cents up to 20 cents, no significant decreases. But a lot of people actually leave the specific device after making this change and they don't do anything further. This is not enough to increase the results with that given device because we are decreasing it while we're working on improving that landing page for that specific device. So what I recommend is that once you decrease the bid for a given device, go ahead and try to do device optimization. For instance, if you notice that mobile phone wasn't working that well, so you decrease the bid, don't just forget about that. Now go in and go on your website on your mobile phone and see if you can increase the conversion rate and increase the overall performance. Some of the easiest ways to kind of increase the optimization of a given device is by simply increasing the speed of the website on that given device. So if you notice that on the mobile device, the speed is not that great, go ahead and work on that first. In addition, you can try having important information above the fold. Now, if you're on a mobile device, the fold is basically the bottom portion where the bottom half gets cut off from the top, and whatever is above the fold is basically whatever is visible on the current screen. Usually what I've noticed is that the most important and relevant information is above the fold. The audience is much more likely to actually convert and the conversion rates are much likely to be higher compared to a website where the important information is on the bottom. People have to scroll a lot. Remember, you don't want to make people work as much. People are kind of lazy. They want everything given to them. So you want to do exactly that when it comes to the overall optimization. But the third thing you can do to kind of do proper device optimization is that the call to action buttons on that given device, maybe it could be the add to cart, checkout, etc. Those are very, very bold and clear and big. The worst thing you can do is make that button hard for your customer to see, because if it's hard for the customer to see, they'll leave your website in a second. So to kind of avoid that and to kind of get better results with any given device, make sure to do proper optimization for that device after you lower the bid. But the third and most important hack that you can actually try for any specific Google ad account is to actually create niche specific campaigns or bestseller specific campaigns. Now, with such niche specific campaigns or bestseller specific campaigns, you are basically putting in all of the given products in your store that relate to each other, meaning in a specific niche, or the products that are performing the best inside of one specific campaign, instead of doing it the traditional way and just putting everything inside one campaign. And the main reason why we do this is because niche specific campaigns actually have a tendency of performing better, because like hack number one, we're kind of narrowing down what Google has to advertise to the audience. So when the campaign is narrowed down within a given niche, or it's only the best sellers, it kind of makes Google's life easier to find the high quality audience within a given niche, and it also makes optimization for that campaign easier because one keyword kind of bounces off of the other. And this kind of hack can work for both general stores as well as niche stores, because if you're already within a niche and you run a niche store, you can narrow down the campaigns even further and go specific product types. Meaning if you're in the fashion accessories niche, you can make one campaign for the bracelets and then one campaign for the necklaces and so forth. But the biggest benefit of having a niche specific campaign is that now you can have niche specific bids, because unlike a general testing campaign where everything is kind of crammed together, even the high cost products have the same bid as the low cost products, and that's not the best way to be advertising with Google in 2020 and onward. So these niche specific campaigns let you consider a different bid for each given niche. So that means you can bid kind of higher for those products which cost a little bit more, and then bid lower for those products with low profit margins. And in the end, when you're doing optimization for the campaign and scaling the campaign, it's going to be much easier for you to actually scale. But one con about this is that once you have tested all of the specific products within a niche and none of them have shown any results, then it is time to kind of just abandon that campaign and shut it off, because you have no more products within that niche. So always make sure that whatever niche specific campaign you add to your store, you're always adding new products within that campaign as well, because that's the only way to continue the optimization process and to give new data for your Google Ads account to work with. But if you found any type of value in this video, smash that subscribe button and smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.